At Five Star Bank, community is at the heart of what we do. Every day we strive to have thoughtful solutions for our customers and help our communities prosper. Honest dialogue about the issues affecting the region is vitally important to that prosperity. We are proud to be part of the conversation and hope you'll join in.
Restaurateur Lina seems to live in perpetual motion. As one of Sacramento's most visible civic volunteers, Ms. Fat is at the center of many of the region's most noteworthy projects. As a restaurateur and member of the storied Fat family, 2013 brought the surprise of a much-coveted James Beard Award, the hard-fought victory in keeping the Sacramento Kings in town, and the promise of a new arena to jumpstart a revitalized downtown. Joining us today in partnership with the American Leadership Forum is Lina Fat to share her passions and her family's unique American odyssey. So was the James Beard Award, was it a surprise?
It was a complete surprise. We couldn't believe it when we heard about it. And to this day, we still haven't found out who are the people nominated us. And I understand that there are more than just one person or one person to nominate.
No, exactly. The Beard Award is among the most coveted worldwide for food. Was this for just excellence, or was it for a particular dish that you guys, what was it for exactly?
It is actually for the American Classic category, and awarded to restaurants who had been in business for a long time and still maintain the quality, and was really that it's like a lifetime achievement award, and that was very prestigious, and we really very grateful and appreciative that we have that.
Now, you all have been in business for over 70 years, right?
It's my father-in-law started Frank Fat, right, in 1939.
Tell us that story. How did the restaurant get started?
That was a very good story. Frank Fat at that time was working for Hunking Nam as a manager, and they have people coming in from all over the states or all over for the legislature, and one of the regular customers asked Frank to buy a lottery ticket, and Frank did, and just happened that the lottery ticket won.
Really?
But you know, for Frank being the really most honest person, and he kept the ticket until the customer came back. It was maybe a month or something like that, and then he told the customer he won the lottery ticket. The customer was so impressed with the honesty of Frank that later on he loaned the money to Frank to start the restaurant.
Wow, wow. And what year was that?
Now, the opening was in 1939. That was the year my husband was born.
Wow, wow, that was a big year.
It was a big year.
Big year. And in all of the years of Frank Fat's, I mean, many people have walked through your doors. Who are some of the ones that the family remembers most vividly?
Well, actually, I'm not the best person to answer because I didn't come in until much later, but the people who I met and I was really impressed, two really mainly. One is Ken Maddy and the other one is Willie Brown. They both were just dynamic people, and of course, you know, Ken Maddy passed away and staunch Republican, and of course Willie is the staunch
Liberal Democrat.
Liberal Democrat. But they were fighting dogs and cats in the legislature, but at Frank Fat, they were friends. They talk and they drink together and they got things done. And that was the beauty of it at that time. But now seems like that, you know, people are not talking to each other that much. So it's kind of disappointing, but hopefully it will change.
And the restaurant was the place where the legislature really got things done, right?
Exactly. Because they are able to talk to each other, to compromise, so that they bring out, you know, the best of the bill, you know, for the people, and that's what it should be. So, and now even my role and restaurateur, and also as in the hospitality business, I kind of follow my father-in-law Frank and my brother-in-law Wayne's footsteps, is to bring people together so that, the correct people come together, they talk, they can get things done and get big projects done.
Right. And I think one of the most famous things that happened there was this thing called the napkin deal, right?
Yes.
Right. And that was such a big enough thing that up in the front part of the restaurant, right, you guys have some sort of memorial to that thing.
Oh,
right?
we had a picture of that, and then just put on a plaque, to show how the legislation make, the decision, and this because they both talked and they wrote it down on a napkin.
What is it about food that brings people together? I mean, what is it that you've observed in your years doing this?
Well, I find that we don't have to have really fancy food. People, especially at Frank Fett's, because a lot of our customers come in sometimes 5 days a week, and or sometimes 5 nights too. So they want to do is just like this is a home away from home. They like food that's comfort, that well done, and then not too fancy, and they feel like that they are at home, and that's what we try to do. So we're not specialized in fancy food, but we specialize in good quality food and tasty food.
That gives you kind of a feeling of being at home.
Exactly.
And now that home spread, how many locations do you have now?
Right now we have 5. We have 4 restaurants and a catering company.
Wow. And that's quite an expansion. And at one point you were all the way down in San Diego, right?
Yes, we had 2 in San Diego.
Now your role is you're the director of food, right?
Yes.
And one of the interesting things that I learned about you was you're a pharmacist by training.
Right.
How does being a pharmacist, which mixes all those compounds, how does that kind of play into being the director of food?
Well, it really helped a lot, because being a pharmacist and we know all about the health issues. We know all about the inventory issues of first in, first out, and we know about purchasing and business. And so it's kind of natural to go into the restaurant business, especially when I really enjoy the creative part. Because in pharmacy school, I'm just using the side of the brain that's science, So now I can use the other part of the brain and do some creative things. That's why I like this restaurant business a lot. And I always tease my family. I said, I'm working twice as hard and I'm getting half the pay, but I enjoy it very much. It's a happy business when you make your customers happy, and it's also like home too, that you talk to people, like you entertain people, and people pay for it. That's wonderful.
Tell us about your family and their involvement.
Right now, the only person involved in the restaurant business is my second son, Kevin, and eventually he will be taking over. And so because there's only one person in that generation willing to come back, to the restaurant business. It's a tough business, and I always say that restaurant business is for someone who really loves it, and it's really a work of love in this thing. If you don't enjoy being in the restaurant business, you cannot survive in there, because it does have a lot of pressure, and you can just imagine it takes so many moving parts, in order to present a dish in front and the customer happy with that, as well as the service, and it takes a lot of people to come to that little part.
I got to ask you the question. Everybody's going to want to know, what's your favorite thing at Frank Fett's?
Oh, lots of them, but of course, it's still the well-known one is the New York Steak Frank style, and that is really, when I was eating a lot of meat, that was my favorite. I'm still eating it once in a while. I just cut down on red meat.
Just
now.
More of a treat now.
Yes,
just
more
of a treat now. Tell us a little bit about your journey. You're originally from Hong Kong. How did you come here?
Well, I came here to study, and I first came, I went to Nashville, Tennessee, and that was like a country within a country, because they have the accents completely different, and the lifestyle is different too. I came from Hong Kong, and a British, trained in British type English, and so it was really difficult for me. But then I found the people were so nice, and I still am in touch with my roommate.
Really?
Yeah, yes, and also a couple of my other friends too, the close friends. I enjoyed that very much. And then after that, then I came back to San Francisco, UCSF, and then I went into the pharmacy school, and I received my doctor of pharmacy degree in 1964. So,
Wow.
and that was where I met Ken,
Mm-hmm.
and he was in dental school.
Oh, so he was a dentist first?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, he's still a dentist.
Okay.
He just come to the restaurant for the meetings and eat and critique, but he's still practicing dentistry.
Okay. Okay. So, in addition to your work with the restaurant and chains, you've been involved in so many major civic activities, and the one that we've seen you most consumed with over the past year or so was trying to save the Kings.
Oh, that's one of my pet projects. Actually, I feel that, start from the beginning when I came back to Sacramento after we got married, and we came back to live in Sacramento. And I become very fond of Sacramento. I felt that this is a wonderful city, wonderful region. We have, the rivers, and then we went skiing when I was able to ski, and then play tennis in the summer and do a lot of activities. And there's so much fresh produce and food around this area, very healthy living, and I really fond of Sacramento. I like to see Sacramento being the capital. It's supposed to be in a state that's supposed to be what now is the fifth economic power in the whole world.
That's right.
And I think that we deserve to have a viable city in here. So as far as the King is concerned, I love to have the Kings stay in here, but it's not just the Kings. It is a sports entertainment district. Although, just saying arena is very easy. It's a mouthful when you have to say sports entertainment center.
Right, but when this effort was first getting started, anyone who was smart would have bet against Sacramento on being able to save the Kings. But you jumped in with a few other people right up front, even in the darkest of days. What gave you hope back then that we could turn it all around?
Well, I'm always an optimistic person, and I feel that this is the right way to do, and we have the great support of our mayor, and I felt that his enthusiasm actually kind of filtered through, to all of us, and so we work hard, just to help to work with each other to help to make sure this happen. And of course, he's the one that really got everybody together. But I always feel that it's very important that the sport and entertainment district is in downtown. To me, I think that it's one end is this area, and if they were going to build some theaters as well, the size of the theater to complement the community center theater as well as the Mondavi Center, I think that we have a great area of entertainment in this area. And on the other end is the convention center, and of course the community theater which is being remodeled, or I hope soon, and then also
we all hope soon.
Yeah, hope soon. And then the convention center is also talk about remodeling and expansion as well. And I don't know if you know that even during our worst economic time, the Convention Visitors Bureau under the helm of Steve Hammond and his staff, and they maintained the convention and did not go down
Really?
that much. And because they worked very hard, even though in San Francisco and San Jose they tried to lower the price and try to lower the second tier convention, from us. And I think that group really did a great job.
What is it? Why are all of these amenities important, in your opinion, to this region?
Well, because when you have the two end like that, and the middle, they're going to be revitalized, and so that would make K Street and this area a very, very viable business district. And thinking about the subsidy, to build this sports and entertainment center, to me, I think that in 10 years from now, then that is minuscule comparing to the job created, to the sales tax they collected, and property tax and all that to the city. I think that is just tremendous.
It's obvious that you really believe in trying to revitalize the area and how important that entertainment, you called it, it's not just an arena, it's an entertainment center, is going to be for the region. Was there ever a time when you and your colleagues were like, I don't know if this is going to work out or not?
Well, when the Seattle group, kept on up the ante, I was a little discouraged. But I'm so glad that they found the new owners and to really believe in it, and it's now maybe it will come into fruition.
What do you think this victory means to us all psychologically? Because there's always been this notion, Lina, that Sacramento was a place where we always thought the smartest bet was against ourselves. Mm-hmm. So this is like sort of the impossible victory. What do you think that means?
Well, that gives pride to all our citizens in here, not just the Sacramento city, but it's the region. Give us pride that we are. It's just like, to me, it's like the Goliath and David and Goliath.
Yes.
That we are small, but we are
mighty.
Exactly, we are mighty, and we can fight back. And I'm so pleased that the Sacramentan, all the people around this region, support this too.
Now, another vision of yours that you've had recently is talking about the long-stalled rail yards and what might be possible to put out there. And I know that you've had conversations. There's a developer and I think it's pronounced hotelier.
Yes.
Kip Blewett, who owns the Citizen Hotel. But you both have been talking about this vision for the rail yard. So what's that about?
Yes, and probably Kip can speak a lot more eloquently than I am. But I feel that again, besides the sport and entertainment district and revitalize the K Street, by the way, it was the street, even in the Gold Rush days, the best street, the most busiest street in the Gold Rush days. So we're revitalizing that, but also that we're thinking about how do we put Sacramento on the map? Who are we? We're not just the place that housing the government, and we have something more to be proud of. And besides the sport and entertainment district, but this rail yard is the biggest revitalization infield or
project in the country. Yeah.
In the country. So I feel that not just me, but quite a few people we talk to feel that we have to have a better plan to develop that instead of just putting housing, hotel, restaurant and like that, because it's very important, to our region to be recognized, as significantly.
And so if you were queen, what would it be?
Well, I was thinking that, in the beginning, even in the Gold Rush days, Sacramento region, not just the city, it was known to produce agriculture, and they ship it all over. Do you know that we ship caviar to outside too?
What?
Caviar?
Really?
Yes. And I learned that, from one of the questionnaires that Elaine Coyne put in on Sacramento Bee. And so we, even right now, we produce a lot of agriculture that we ship all over, not just United States, but all over the world. And so we're thinking that, well, in Los Angeles, they're known to have the Disneyland, they're known to be the movie land, and all the other amusement park and all that. Well, in Silicon Valley, they're known to have the technical, high tech. Mm-hmm. But who are we in Sacramento? Well, we are the center of food and agriculture, because it started even in the gold rush days. We already known for our agriculture already.
So would this be some sort of like center to showcase food?
Showcase the food and agriculture. So the whole development can be that theme. It can be with the build with the energy efficient, and they also can build, with the theme around that. And one area that Kip suggested is to have a pulqueria, which is like a permanent.
It's a Spanish-style market, right?
Yes, permanent market, and then with UC Davis, showcasing their agriculture, their vision for the new agriculture. But UC Davis, of course, the technical thing should be in Davis because that's where the university is setting. But they definitely can put a marketing arm in there to showcase what they're doing and to the whole world, to all the visitors.
UC Davis, if you're listening, you heard it here. Right?
I hope so. And Kip is very enthusiastic about that. He has the plans all drawn, and so we're trying to convince people, to see if that is a good idea and follow that. So if they have a theme like that, then later on after we develop, then we should be, proud of our area.
Isn't it ironic that we're going back to thinking about farm to fork and food and agriculture when for so many decades, at least in my memory, we were trying to run away from that because we thought that that was unsophisticated and made us a cow town or something like that.
Yeah, I feel that, actually in the old days, the agriculture is so natural. People go there to buy the fresh produce and meat and then cook. But as we progress, scientifically, we think, oh, you can preserve this, you can preserve that, and have better life, in the produce and all that. But now we find out that it's not necessarily really, really good because some of the chemicals are bad for us. Just like the hormones they put into the cattle and all that. So now we're kind of really going back to the basic.
Right.
I think that's what it is.
So another big passion of yours has been the World Music and Dance Festival. How did you get involved with that?
Well, that one, I first started with KVIE.
Really?
Yes, they have the Heroes Award, and they were showcasing some of the children dancing in different cultures. And I was talking to David Horsley at that time, and I said, David, we should be, showcasing this because a lot of people haven't seen it yet. So David is saying, oh, you talk to Gary over at the Convention Visits Bureau. So I did talk to Gary and talk to Steve Hammond. And so at that time, it was David Horsley, Steve Hammond, and myself, Carol Van Bruggen, and then Kais Manuvi. And so we both, we all got together and start thinking about this World Music and Dance Festival. The purpose is to showcase the culture of different countries. And I know that, they have individually, they have the Pacific Rim Festival and the Pacific Rim countries, and they have the for culture festival for the Latin, and Mexican.
Festival de Familia.
And then they have all the other ones. But I think that, this one is almost like the umbrella, toward the end to capture the art and dance of all the different countries that actually become the United States. That's who we are.
Well, I don't know if it's still true or not, but in the 2000 census, Sacramento was the most diverse city in the United States. So it would seem to be in keeping with that theme.
Exactly. That's what we were thinking about. That when we got the award, but we didn't do anything about it to, promote it, to tell people about it. And this is the way to bring people together. And, the best way is to go through a happy medium, and which is, the art of music and dance. And then people can start, thinking about the culture and understanding the culture. And the other thing, too, is when we were thinking about that, there was already turmoil, in the world. And we said, why are there so much turmoil? A lot to do with a lot of people, they don't understand each other. When they don't know the language, they don't understand the culture, and there's always conflict. So this way, we can showcase the culture. We hope, that would get people to understand each other a lot better.
And Lina, I want to ask you, I mean, that all of these things are about quality of life and bringing people together.
Right.
And it seems like there's a consistent theme in terms of all the different things that you do. In our final moments, we'd be interested in knowing, everyone would be interested in knowing, what's a great evening for you? What is it you do when you're relaxing? What's a great evening for you to go out and just enjoy this region?
Well, actually, well, first of all, I enjoy going to different restaurants. For two reasons. One is I want to try the other restaurant, especially different ethnic food. The other one is, in restaurant too, we need to support each other as well. So I love to go out to eat and talk to people and all that. And the other thing that I like is I enjoy going to see shows and especially musical shows. And I enjoy that very much. And even when I was little, I used to sing in a choir, but of course I can't sing a one little note now. But I enjoy the music, enjoy the dance, and it's really, and I enjoy fantasy movies too.
Oh, really?
Because it's kind of get you to think, what can be possible. You can dream about it. You can see, what is the possibility? Just like, remember the Jetsons?
That's right.
Look at what it is right now. There are a lot
right.
of things came through.
Well, we're going to leave it there on the notion of big dreams. Thank you, Lina.
Thank you.
And that's our show. Thanks to our guest, Lina Pfatt, and thanks to you for watching. For Studio Sacramento, I'm Scott Syfax. See you next time right here on KVIE.
At Five Star Bank, community is at the heart of what we do. Every day we strive to have thoughtful solutions for our customers and help our communities prosper. Honest dialogue about the issues affecting the region is vitally important to that prosperity. We are proud to be part of the conversation and hope you'll join in.
All episodes of Studio Sacramento, along with other KVIE programs, are available to watch online at kvie.org/video.